Operator, could you put through the next caller, please?
Lauren Boothby, Edmonton Journal.
Hello, Dr. Hinshaw. I want to ask about GraceLife Church and other places of worship that have been reluctant to follow public health guidance. With so many people in a place without masks and without following the rules, there's potential for it to be a super spreader event. So how many cases have been linked to that church? Has there been an outbreak? And how many cases are we seeing connected to places of worship in Alberta?
We have seen cases and spread, again, connected to many different settings. And I would, again, make the point that there's no setting in Alberta that is immune or protected from spread of COVID-19 if the public health rules are not followed. I don't have at hand the current number of active cases that were acquired in places of worship or in some of those other settings. But I think, again, the important piece is the fact that when you have large numbers of people gathered together, not distancing, not masking, and engaging in activities like singing, which we know is a high risk for spread, that it just takes one person who's infectious without knowing it for that spread to multiply from one person to many. And so, I think the important thing is that we not wait to say, again, that a particular location, again, any one specific church, any one specific restaurant, any one specific workplace, that we not wait for that workplace or location to be affected by an outbreak before we take measures. The measures need to be in place in advance, and that would be true, again, for any setting, no matter what it is.
Is there a follow-up, Lauren?
Yeah, well, first, just to clarify, have we had an outbreak or a super spreader event connected to GraceLife? But I also want to ask about, so Dr. Bonnie Henry in BC has said they're seeing more young people getting hospitalized and dying from COVID than before. Are we worried about younger demographics getting the variant? Are we worried about more of a risk? And how are you going to respond to that?
With respect to the first question, it's again important to know that while we have not yet seen transmission linked to that particular location, that is absolutely not an indication that it is not a risk. Again, it just takes one infectious person for that spread to happen from one to many, and it would be irresponsible to wait for an explosive outbreak to happen in any particular given location. We need to apply the learnings that we have from the many large faith-based outbreaks that we have had over the past year to encourage all those, again, and it's not unique to that setting, in any setting where you have people together in person, if the public health measures aren't being followed, there's that risk of spread from one to many with potentially lethal consequences.